first comes to your mind when you hear the word migrant workers? Well, today, we Fascinating 4 will decode this topic without any further ado. What do you think about laborers like this guy? Or such a guy with white-collared high-salary job? Guess what? They both are the same. He's the one and only CEO of Alphabet and Google, Sundar Pichai. He went to the United States and boosted their economy. This didn't help the Indian economy at all. In fact, it caused a brain drain. But that's not all to it. He helped us by inspiring the Indian youth to do something great in the future. Today's motives for migration have not changed much from the past. Large-scale movement of people from country to country in search of work is the latest phase of the streams of migration in human history. It began with reshaping of the world economy after the Second World War, attaining massive proportions over the last few decades. Common destinations such as America, Canada, and Australia receive large immigration flows because they are highly developed with high incomes, which results in a higher living standard. They also are technologically advanced and are former English-speaking nations. And as we all know, English is one of the main language for international tourism and immigration.
Evidence indicates that as many as 140 million of India's rural poor citizens migrate seasonally to cities, industries, and farms in search of work. These are migrants who move back and forth, undertaking a vast array of casual work in construction, manufacturing, services, and farm sector, all of which are primary businesses, resulting in a very low pay. What if high-paid jobs don't exist in your country? What will you do if there's no money that you need to migrate? What if your family has not had enough money and you wish to wipe off that trend? Well, don't worry. We have solutions to all of these stressful questions. Economic growth in India today hinges on mobility of labor. The contribution of migrant workers to the economy is enormous, but remains to be done in return for the security and well-being. There is an urgent need for solutions to transform migration into a more dignified and rewarding opportunity. Without this, making growth inclusive or the very least sustainable will remain a very distant dream. So, how to transform migration in a rewarding opportunity?
Countries should promote security, education, and employment opportunities and reduce the drivers of forced migration, not to forget by promoting durability, thereby enabling individuals to make the choice between staying or migrating. The collection, analysis, and use of credible data and information on, among other things, cross-border movements, internal displacement, and etc. have an impact as well. Regional cooperation can help minimize the negative consequences of migration and preserve its integrity. It can also contribute to regional and global development goals by improving human capital through sustainable development and ensuring long-term economic growth. Migration has the potential to bring positive socio-economic outcomes for both society and migrants. For countries to put together these benefits, their policies and practices need to advance the socio-economic well-being of migrants and society while adhering to international standards that respect, protect, and fulfill the human rights of individuals within a state's territory without discrimination based on nationality, race, gender, religion, or migration status. The greatest nations are defined by how they treat their weakest inhabitants. So, we would like to conclude with a quote: migration should not be politicized, it should be analyzed. This is Fascinating 4 signing off.